Just before 3 in the morning, residents of a large apartment complex on Oaklawn Avenue were awakened by gunfire. When police reached the building, 3 young people had been shot. 20-year-old Christina Selman was dead. 17-year-old Hopeton Bennett was also dead. Hopeton's older half-brother, Julian Velasquez, had been shot through the face but survived. At first, police believed 3 men who fled the complex were responsible, but 2 months later, investigators announced a stunning reversal. The surviving victim was now considered a suspect. Hopeton G. Bennett was born on June 5, 1994. He was only 17 years old when his life ended. Court records connected Hopeton to San Diego's Parkside Skyline gang and identified him by the street name Baby Doss. But a court label can never tell the full story of a teenager's life. To his family, Hopeton was a son, a brother, and someone whose future was still being written. A memorial page created in his name continued to preserve something police reports could not: the fact that Hopeton was loved, remembered, and deeply missed. The Vistane Apartments. On the night of January 19th, Hopeton traveled to the Vistone Apartments with his half-brother, Julian Velasquez. The complex stood in the 400 block of Oaklawn Avenue near H Street in Chula Vista. Christina Selman was also there. According to a relative, Christina regularly visited friends at the complex. None of the 3 shooting victims lived there. Early reports said 2 groups had been socializing inside an apartment. At some point, the gathering spilled into an exterior breezeway. An argument erupted. Then somebody pulled a gun. 3 people shot. Residents called 911 at approximately 3 in the morning. When officers arrived, they discovered Hopeton and Christina outside an apartment door. Both had suffered fatal gunshot wounds. Julian had been struck above his lip. The bullet reportedly traveled through his neck, but he survived and was transported to the UC San Diego Trauma Center. Hopeton was pronounced dead at only 17. Christina was 20. Family members later described Christina as an innocent bystander caught into violence. 3 people had been shot, but investigators did not yet understand how the confrontation had started or who had fired each shot. The first arrests. Witnesses reported seeing 2 men running from the complex. Within days, police arrested 3 men believed to have been present during the shooting: Abduwahab Nurin, Abdul Fattah Said, and Abdulaziz Mohammed. Early news reports contained variations in the suspects' names and ages. Authorities initially booked the men on suspicion of attempted murder. Investigators said they were believed to have gang associations, but the motive remained unclear. At that moment, the case appeared straightforward. 3 men had reportedly fled after an argument, while 2 people were dead and a third was wounded. But an arrest is not a conviction. As detectives examined physical evidence and compared witness statements, their original theory began to fall apart. The investigation changes direction. More than 2 months after the shooting, investigators now believe Julian Velasquez, the surviving shooting victim, had helped set the deadly confrontation in motion. Detectives allege that the brothers left the apartment complex, obtained a handgun, and then returned to confront the people inside. Police described it as an attempted retaliation. Investigators said the confrontation produced an exchange of gunfire that killed Hopeton and Christina and left Julian wounded. They also accused Julian of hiding evidence and lying to detectives about what happened. A victim becomes a suspect. On March 28th, police arrested Julian Velasquez. Attempted murder and 2 counts of murder. That does not necessarily mean investigators believed Julian personally fired the bullets that killed Hopeton and Christina. Under California law, prosecutors can sometimes pursue murder charges against someone accused of intentionally creating a confrontation that results in a death even when another person fired the fatal shot. The exact application depends on the evidence and the law in effect at the time. Publicly available news coverage confirms Julian's arrest and the police allegations. For that reason, this story should not claim that Julian was convicted unless a court record confirming the result is located. Violence after Hopton's death. The violence did not necessarily end at Oaklawn Avenue. In a separate criminal case, another man, Dave Lockett, survived after being shot in the stomach. Court records said the accused gunman, known as Little Dose, had acted as a mentor figure to Hopton, who was known as Baby Dose. A gang expert testified that the second shooting was retaliation for Hopton's death and Julian's injuries. One burst of violence had allegedly produced another. One family's loss had become the justification for another family's loss. Christina Selman. Hopton was not the only young person who died that morning. Christina Selman was 20 years old. Her relatives said she had gone to the apartments to spend time with friends, and was an innocent bystander when the shooting began. Her death is an important part of this story. When violence is described only through rivalries, ALL, LAAG, ATAT, ONS, and street affiliations, people like Christina can disappear into the background. But she was not a footnote. She was a young woman whose life ended because she was standing near a confrontation involving firearms. The cost of retaliation. The Oaklawn Avenue shooting illustrates how quickly retaliation can become uncontrollable. According to investigators, an earlier fight led to an armed return. That decision was followed by gunfire. Hopton died. Christina died. Julian survived a bullet wound and was later arrested. 3 other men were initially jailed before the investigation changed direction. Then, according to court testimony in another case, Hopton's death helped trigger still more violence the following day. Retaliation promises control, respect, or revenge. What it usually delivers is grief, prison, and another reason for someone else to retaliate. Hopton Bennett was born on June 5, 1994. He died on January 20, 2012, 7 months before what would have been his 18th birthday. His obituary contained only a few lines. The police reports concentrated on the shooting. Court records discussed gang affiliations and possible retaliation. But none of those documents can capture everything Hopton meant to the people who knew him. The same is true for Christina Selman. 2 young people entered an apartment complex that night. Neither one returned home.
Get this sudden rush of adrenaline. 21, but I'm going on 27. Juju fresh out the trauma ward, hoped into heaven. Now we on the block sipping Henny, bumping that mini man. 3 pistols, 2 niggas, 1 minivan. 0 chances I see my little brother again. When we find the one who did it, it's off with his head. Yesterday we smoked, tomorrow you're gone with the wind. It's a sad situation, back and forth pacing. I'm praying for more than patience. Pour a little out for my nigga before we take sips. Rest in a real paradise, the hills ain't shit. compared to where you're headed. The realest left the building, y'all give my nigga his credit. But life is what you make it. Until the day I'm a dead man, I scream smoke and I smoke scream with this headband. Bitches speak on your name when they're so irrelevant. Great game, we should've got you a Letterman. A short story, one that I'm wishing never would end. Forever and ever again. Let me drown in pills and promethazine. This shit is wild, they killed you at 17. Now in a better place, seeing things that you never seen. But karma still comes around like a wedding ring. Please pray for my nigga's mom, but don't pray for me. Pray for the person that did it, we on this fitted. And if detectives get to this dummy before we done him, it's a win-win, cause half my homies in prison. Little homie with a heart of gold, shine on us, it'll help us with the darkest road. Hope on everything I love, I swear we love you. Was like my little bro, but never put myself above you. No player twos, no redos or undos. I know life is fast, I know that cause I'm still young too. I came from a pack of lions, I ain't lying, it's the jungle. So I hover over niggas cause I'm so tired of being humble. Fuck it, all these funny niggas in the way, I'm finna bubble and do this shit for all the ones that we lost in the struggle. And if it's meant to be, then it'll fuck around and sting you. But if it's meant to be, then first you gotta let it bumble. She got double D's, what's the meaning of being subtle? Stepping in this bitch like, can I please get a drum roll? Playing Tupac, never needed to play the thug role. Juice the fuck up, fists high, but I keep my thumbs low. INHALE, the gun smoke. That's inhale if you can't spell. Although I wish you were here, my nigga, I wish you well.